Congress tomorrow expected to pass a short-term continuing resolution and then next week take up the longer-term spending bill that will fund the government through November 18th. My guest says he will vote yes on the spending bill. Joining us now, Congressman Michael Grimm of New York. And Congressman, great to have you with us.
Great to be here.
You're a yes on the CR.
Yes, I'll be a yes on the CR.
And what's happening here? I mean, we have seen suddenly an apparent interest on every single month debating the budget. August for the debt ceiling, September for whatever we would style it, as a CR, and then October we'll take a little time, catch our breath, and go into November. Right. Wouldn't it be easier just for everybody to sit down, pass budgets, pass the appropriations legislation, and be done with it?
Well, you're absolutely right, but that's common sense. And, I mean, let's be honest here. We haven't seen a budget come out of this administration yet. Senate still hasn't passed the budget. I don't even know how many days it's been. What you're seeing right now is politics. 3 years, right. 3 years. This is politics. Look what happened with this past CR. This was a CR that was bipartisan. Both sides got together. Harry Reid knew what was going on. And then all of a sudden, Nancy Pelosi came in and said, no deal. Steny Hoyer had to come over and say, I can't do it. So it's politics. And it's really, this is what people are furious about, and they should be.
And what's the solution?
You know, the solution is for us to keep trying. I think that Speaker Boehner showed a lot of leadership. He tried to work bipartisan. That's what people want us to do. At the same time, when I say we work bipartisan, we still have to achieve the objective, which is reduce spending and grow our economy. All this talk about creating jobs, the president and his jobs bill, this, that, you don't just create jobs. You create an environment for the economy to grow, and a byproduct of a strong economy is jobs. That's how it works. That's how it's always worked in this country, and if we think it's going to change, we're kidding ourselves.
And there are plenty of people kidding somebody in Washington, D.C. Let's turn to first the issue of the Supreme Court apparently will be taking up, and that is Obamacare itself. A lot of rhetoric from the Republican Party about you guys were going to repeal Obamacare. That isn't happening. Well, it just isn't. I mean,
it's not because we haven't tried.
Yeah, but trying ain't getting it done.
Right. We don't control the Senate. So as long as we don't control the Senate,
and all the rhetoric wasn't about trying to repeal it. All the rhetoric was about repealing it. Realistically, now this matter best decided in the Supreme Court. Do you agree with that view?
Yeah, because I think the Supreme Court is going to rule in favor of the 11th Circuit and say that it is unconstitutional. And there's certainly this mandate is certainly a part of the linchpin of this entire bill. So, you know, although we've tried to repeal parts of it, I personally sponsored to repeal the 3.8% tax that no one knew about that was stuck in there, the tanning tax that was in there.
Which is still in there.
Exactly, which, you know, hopefully will pass the House and we can put pressure on the Senate, at least so people know the truth. That's why it's important to continue the process. People need to know the truth.
The truth is that right now we got 25 million people out of work, unemployed or given up being employed. We got 40 million people on food stamps. We got 19 million households on food stamps. Only, by the way, less than 10%, according to the Wall Street Journal report earlier this week, only 10% of those folks on food stamps have lost a job recently. Right. These folks are just now subsisting.
That's right.
On food stamps. I don't hear the Democrats talking about it. I don't hear the Republicans talking about the real issues that are going on in this country. I hear stuff about low taxes and no regulation from the Republicans. I hear about more debt, more spending from the Democrats. And you guys know better than that. You know that there is a far more complex problem at work here in our society. When are we going to get to the real discussion, even as a presidential election is underway?
Well, I think during this toxic time, and I mean toxic, the rhetoric, the demagoguery is at an all-time high, and you're not able to get anything done when that happens. One of the things that I promised I would do when I got to Congress is try to be bipartisan, work across the aisle, and bring solutions. That's what America wants. They want solutions. They don't want rhetoric, and they don't want more bickering. They want us to solve problems.
I don't mind bickering, as long as it's intelligent.
It's intelligent, right. And that's
I don't want you guys to
debate.
be.
But Lou, that's called debate, and that's what the House was created to do.
This is a great big old public arena that wants, that's crying out for an exchange and a battle over ideas.
But you know what? It boils down to one thing, though. It boils down to the fact this administration is hell-bent on a bigger government. I don't think the government is the solution. I think it's the problem. We need to get the government out of the way and let the free market do what it does.
For the first time, just about half of all Americans agree with you that this government is now the biggest threat to their individual freedoms in this country. Congressman Grimm, thanks very much for being with us here.
Thank you.
All the best. Up next, their military might notwithstanding, is